Every summer, we lit fireworks at an old railroad bridge. It was our family's most sacred tradition, loud, wild, unforgettable. But when I found out it was illegal and dangerous, I tried to stop them. They laughed. Years later, the same bridge nearly cost us everything, and I was the only one who could fix what they broke. My name is Sophia Martinez. I'm 30 years old, and I grew up believing that we did everything together as a family, right up until I found out we'd been breaking the law all along. Our tradition had been going on for generations. Every summer, all of us would drive out to the old railroad bridge 2 hours from town. Dad, mom, cousins, aunts, and uncles. We'd bring food, dance, and set off fireworks over the river at dusk. It was spectacular. A sparkly ritual we looked forward to, laughing, teasing, eating grilled corn, cooling off in the river, sharing stories of our grandparents who started the tradition in the 1950s. We were that loud family that everyone invited to weddings, but nobody envied our rowdy cookouts by the tracks. I loved it. I looked forward to that night all year. We'd build bonfires and let the fireworks fly near the steel girders. It was dangerous, a thrill, but no one ever got hurt. Until the summer I turned 18. I went to college in the city and didn't come home that year. I missed the fireworks, the laughter, and when I asked to see videos, I noticed something on the shoreline. A uniform, guarding the tracks. A no trespassing sign that was shoved aside. My father always said the railway company was fine with us using the bridge. They even winked at us from a distance. But something about those signs and uniforms bothered me. That winter I Googled it. Turns out our tradition, our beloved family ritual, was technically trespassing. Fireworks too close to the tracks were not just illegal, they were a federal violation. We had been endangering lives. We had been risking hefty fines. Worse, if a train came at the wrong moment, the bridge would have been packed with people and disaster could have been catastrophic. The moment I realized that, I felt sick. My family's whole tradition, something we celebrated for decades, was neither safe nor illegal. It was reckless. If something had gone wrong, I would have blamed myself for not speaking up. But at 18, I was still afraid of rocking the boat. That spring break, I went home. The house smelled like tacos and spilled soda. Grandma's photo looked down from the wall. And there it was, everyone preparing that summer's fireworks. I interrupted. I asked my siblings to stop. My father scoffed. "We've done this for 50 years, Mija. Don't be such a worrywart." I told him about the regulations, the fines, the National Railway Code. I described how letting fireworks so close to railroad tracks was a legal violation. He smiled like I was being dramatic. "I've got history with this bridge. My father did it. My father's father did it. We're not criminals, we're tradition keepers." I tried to prove it on my phone. He took it away and phone died on his dash. He yelled that my skepticism was ungrateful, ruined the mood, ruined family unity. At that moment, I looked around at the faces of cousins and villagers dancing. I realized how deeply embedded this was, tradition as identity. And I also realized that fearing the backlash would cost me my integrity. I left. I said I had to head back to the city. That was the last time I came home for that event. Years passed. I graduated, moved across the country to New York as a museum assistant. I saved money, ate ramen and Subway sandwiches, climbed, built a life. In my new life, safety and legality mattered. I volunteered at nonprofit community gardens. I reported unsafe structures in neighborhoods. Because I believed you must act when you know something's wrong, even if it's about people you love. 2 years ago, I got news. My brother Victor and a cousin got minor injuries on the old bridge during a smaller gathering. They insisted on lighting their own show, didn't listen to warnings. They caused a small fire that scorched the wood and melted part of the railing. The town newspaper covered it. Illegal fireworks, trespassing, public endangerment. Fines, public shame. My mother fell silent. My father said it was just youthful stupidity. But the bridge safety inspection started. The railroad company threatened action. Next summer, the fireworks tradition was quietly canceled. The bridge was blocked off. No more gatherings. The family scattered. There's no tradition anymore. Just regret. Last year at Christmas, I went home. The family sat at the dinner table, carne asada and tortillas. Asked if we could talk about the bridge. My father burst into tears. He said he didn't know it was illegal, that he thought laws were for others, not small towns. My mother apologized quietly. My brother said he was sorry for breaking the railing. He didn't mean to scare Grandma half to death. I did something most people thought I wouldn't. I forgave. Not because I forgot. Not because the past was erased. But because forgiveness stops resentment from rooting. This year I returned, not to the bridge, but as a way to reclaim truth. I brought a book on railway law and a new idea. I spoke to the mayor, the Railway Safety Board, and offered to convert the bridge site into a legal community festival ground, with permits, safety barriers, and local performers. My nonprofit offered to manage it. The village agreed. They approved grants. The old bridge got converted into a safe lakeside event park. For the first time, our tradition lived on, but legally, safely, openly. We still eat tacos, perform music, light fireworks, but in licensed zones, with permits, on designated dates. Over 200 people attended this summer's inaugural festival under a new banner. Bridge Light Celebration. My parents stood at the front. My father hugged me, tears in his eyes. I didn't need words to feel seen. Now our tradition continues. But now it's rooted in truth, safety, respect, and me.